What's up everyone? A brand new head of household has been crowned. But first, we've got more pressing matters to attend to as we sing our way into today's update. Angela was afraid, she was petrified, kept marching down those stairs and shouting about those crazy eyes. But then she landed on the block and she went into a shock and then she cried. And now she got a good blind side and now she's back for another week, giving chaos and more tantrums, making us all shriek. But now that there's a HOH that has risen to power, will she crumble? Or will this be her finest hour? Lisa's a twit, Matt's crazy eyes. Who will be her next victim? Will she strategize? Will she make it through the week? Will she be voted out the game? We'll have to watch, but I'm sure it won't be tame. Oh, Angela, she might survive. She might be voted out the house and she might stay alive. But one thing is for sure, that she has got another week. She might survive. She might survive. Hey, hey, folks, we have got so much to talk about, so welcome to your live feed update. Right before we get started, if you are new around here, that's just a taste of the things we do over at TV Talks with Tom, because we are about to go into an in-depth update. We'll be a bit more formal now about what's going on inside the house every single day. Just come by 10 or 15 minutes and you're all caught up on everything that you need to know about Big Brother. So hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. It helps me out more than you know. And it helps me stay motivated to keep doing songs like that. So the like button really motivates me in times like this and helps me with the YouTube algorithm. So all of half a second to click the like button and the subscribe button. Thanks, guys. Question of the day now, folks. If you had your choice, who should not survive this week? I am sure a lot of y'all are going to say Angela. I certainly want her to. But let me know in the comment section below who you want to see evicted this week. Now we'll jump right into things with the new head of household. The new head of household on week 3 of Big Brother 26 is, drumroll please in your head, it is Cedric. A massive congratulations to Cedric. The first time I've watched Big Brother and somebody younger than me has won head of household. Oh, somebody go get me a walking cane. But a massive congratulations to Cedric. He earned that and he is going to be in power this week. But what's he going to do with this power and what's happened so far? We're going to talk about that. Now, the theme of Big Brother 26 recently seems to be upgrades are definitely not a secret. Mackenzie's power was revealed to Chelsea last week when Chelsea won head of household. Mackenzie went straight to her and said, hey, this is my power. I've got it. This is what it does. Mackenzie, MJ, whatever you want to call her, she has now gone to Cedric and said, hey, this is my power and this is what it does. I guess this is her way of trying to build trust, but in my opinion, I'm going to break it down here. I think there's like a 5% chance that revealing your power is building trust. 95% is the risk factor of it, of people wanting to flush it and people wanting to utilize it for their own gameplay. Because in my opinion, it's a really dumb move to do that, because what Mackenzie's power, what she's got is a lifeline. It's a life vest. It's literally something that when she is stranded in the game, if she is completely screwed, she uses this veto that can pull herself off the block. But now, instead, what's going to happen is it's going to come a time, probably this week or next, where Mackenzie goes on the block for the sole purpose of flushing her power. Now, if she can get through to week 4 with it, then she will have been able to use it on the last week. But also, if she does end up on the block this week having to use it, then she screwed herself over there, because she could have bought herself another week of safety. And a week of safety can mean everything in Big Brother. 1 week, even 1 day in the game can change everything. You know, so I don't know. I don't necessarily approve of being loose-lipped with your power. I think it serves you well to completely keep it to yourself. And also, it looks more impressive on your resume if you get to the final 2 and go, I kept this a complete secret and utilised it correctly and utilised it well. When you get to the end and kind of go, oh, I did this, it's not a shock because everybody's known it since day 3. You know, like, it's not something impressive because you didn't keep it secret. You used it because you had to, not because you wanted to utilise it in a way to benefit your game. I think y'all get what I'm trying to say here, but I just think it's very, very stupid to be loose-lipped like that. But hey, it might work out for her, but I personally wouldn't do it myself. Now we look at Quinn's power, and of course there has been a good old game of telephone this week with Quinn's power. went from Quinn to Angela, from Angela to Chemo, to Tucker to everybody else, because Tucker has now told Joseph about Quinn's power. So Quinn is, again, losing stock this week. I mean, at least MJ is being consistent. It's, you know, with Quinn, it's kind of, he made a really dumb decision telling Angela, you know, in the first couple nights. That was Angela of all people. Wow. I mean, of course it was going to get out eventually, but now Tucker's got a hold of that information, and Tucker seems to be the one who's talking about it quite a lot. So we'll see whose power gets used first. But Quinn could overthrow this week, but I don't think he's going to. He's working with Cedric, so it wouldn't really serve a purpose for him to do that. So if MJ doesn't use the veto this week, then I think next week we're going to see double upgrade damage, where it's going to be America's veto gets used plus the deepfake HOH, creating a week of chaos. But anyways, we should talk about who Cedric's going to nominate, because something I'm getting very, very sick of with Big Brother, and y'all will know over the past few years, it's let's do what the house wants. I tweeted about this. I'm going to pull this up, right, and I'm going to read this out to everybody, because this pretty much sums up my views on this. Let's go with the house. I want to keep the house happy. Let's do what the house wants. Who the is the house? The house isn't going to win HOH. The house isn't going to win veto. And the house certainly isn't going to win $750,000. Only one person can win. I am absolutely sick to death of doing what the house wants. Cedric is deciding to take the easy route out, and he is going to, of course you have to nominate 3 people, but the 2 people, I bet you all can guess, Kenney and Angela. Listen, this is how I feel about this. And this is another tweet I did as well. I often put all my thoughts, you should follow my Twitter at TV Talks with Tom, because I have a lot of, if you want to see more of my thoughts on the game, I put it all on there, but this is my thoughts on that. Putting Angela and Kenney on the block is the easy way out. I'm sick of the go with the house BS. If I was a juror, I would automatically struggle to vote for somebody who went with the house. Because if they did that with their HOH, they're not playing for themselves, they're playing for the house. And now I know there can be benefits for some players to keep the house happy, but is it good gameplay? Is it impressive gameplay? Is it winning gameplay? No, it's mediocre gameplay. It's gameplay that, in my opinion, shouldn't be rewarded. It doesn't stand out, and people who make more out there moves can benefit more from it. Listen, Cedric could take out a big threat. Listen, let's be honest. If Angela's behaviour so far has been anything to go by, she is not winning this season. So taking Angela out, pointless. Listen, Angela's always going to be a bigger target than whoever's there. Taking Kenney out, listen, everybody in that house is getting sick of Kenney, because all he does is mope around and talk about how he wants to quit and how he wants to leave and all that kind of jazz. So therefore, people are getting sick of Kenney. Are people going to give Kenney the win? No. It's the easy way out. Also putting the older people on the block. It's a tale as old as time with Big Brother, but I do not approve of that. So I'm very disappointed in Cedric with his angle here, because he also went to Joseph at one point and said, "Hey, I just want to run this by you. How would you feel about being put up as a pawn?" No. Joseph goes, "No." He shut that down so fast, and Cedric was like, "Oh, okay. Okay." I'm glad Joseph is standing on principle there, because so far with what we've seen of Cedric's HOH, he's got the backbone of a jellyfish. Hopefully I'm proven wrong and he actually makes a swing this week and takes out somebody bigger before we get to jury. But, you know, things can change. We've got veto to play out, of course, and we've got the AI arena as well. But Kenney is one person that he's most definitely putting up. Angela is the second. And then the third, he's struggling to kind of find actually what he's going to do for the third. I mean, there's, like we talked about, MJ could be potential just to flush the power, but again, as a pawn. And, you know, Joseph, obviously, he wanted to do, but he said no. Leah, he threw out as well. And Rubina was also thrown out as well, but he doesn't want to upset T-Car in the process of that, because they get along very well. It's interesting to me, though, that he's got like 4 or 5 names there that he's thrown up as a potential pawn, and that automatically tells me that there's a reason to target for. If you can come up with 4 or 5 people as a pawn, there's a legitimate reason to target each one of them, right? You know, and that tells me that, again, it's a waste to put Kenney and Angela up, because Rubina, bigger social threat than everybody else. Leah, I mean, I think Leah could come through in comps and she's very likeable. MJ, she's got a freaking power, for goodness sake. And Joseph, everybody loves Joseph. Does everybody love Kenney and Angela? No. They're going to self-implode in a couple of weeks anyway. So again, that's just my take on this, but I'm not impressed with Cedric's HOH reign so far. He might prove me wrong, but so far, it's been a flop. And it's only been half a day in. Now, the day we all suspected from the start has finally arrived. Kenney has been exposed as an undercover cop. But I know what you're thinking. Did someone figure it out? Did someone expose him to the house? Did someone say da-da-da-da-da? No. Kenney's genius move was to expose himself. He told Cedric, the HOH, that he is an undercover cop. And then he said he wants to go home. I know everybody keeps saying to me, Tom, this is Kenney's strategy. This is Kenney's strategy. Trust me, if you watch the live feeds, you will know this is not strategy. He has literally been looking through the rule book. He pulled up the rules last night, the rule book, and he read that you don't get your stipend, you know, you pay for being in the house if you quit. Which is why it's starting to make sense now that he's asking everybody to nominate him so he can go. So, my friends, I'm sorry to disappoint you all, but it's not strategy. He is legitimately looking at the terms and conditions on how he can get his money and get out that house. So, an absolute disastrous night for Kenney. He's potentially going on the block. He wants to go on the block. And he revealed himself that he is an undercover cop. Does he have a chance at winning this game now? I mean, I'm going to give you 1,000 to 1 on the odds there. But we'll see. I think he's going back to Boston before you know it. That is all of your live feed updates for today, folks. I thoroughly hope you all enjoyed watching. Thank you for your continued support of the channel. A little bit of a frustrating update today, which is why I wanted to throw a song in at the beginning, because there was a lot there to rant about today, so I kind of wanted to balance out some of the negative with some positivity at the beginning. But yeah, I mean, this feels like one of those weeks of Big Brother that we've had in the past few years, you know, where it's just house mentality and let's go with the house, let's do what the house wants, you know, the BB21, BB22 era, where it's just, let's just do what the house wants. I mean, 25 had a lot of that as well, but I listen, last time I checked, the house isn't a person, and the house ain't walking away with 750k, only one person is. And Cedric, if you continue your gameplay like this, I hope it's not you. He's a nice guy, don't get me wrong, I don't dislike him on a personal level, he seems absolutely lovely. He seems like a right sweetheart, but gameplay wise, very, very disappointing. But I enjoyed last night's episode. I don't know about everybody else. It felt like a classic night of BB, which I really liked. It was thoroughly enjoyable, especially, you know, Angela being blindsided that she was staying. Like, it was a double blindside. Because usually it's one person knows what the truth is and one person is being lied to, but it was Angela thought she was going, Lisa thought she was staying, and the opposite happened to both of them. So that was great fun to watch. But anyways, thank you so much for everybody's continued support. If you'd like to support the channel, I would appreciate a super thanks, or anyone becoming a member of the channel. It costs as much as you guys buying me a coffee, and that would mean the world to me. It helps me stay motivated and helps me keep the channel going. And I'll remind everybody as well, if you leave a super thanks with a comment, I will answer your question in the next video with a shout out for yourself as well. But thanks folks for watching. I appreciate y'all. Make sure that you're staying safe, staying positive, and staying healthy out there, and remember to be kind to one another. But in the meantime, please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, do all of that wonderful stuff. But until your next live feed update, I've been your host, Tom Vasey. Good night.